Hey everyone, Sarah here. Today we're going to go over 9 ways that you more than likely invalidate your own feelings. There's more than 9, but today we're going to cover the 9 top ways and phrases that you use to invalidate your own feelings. This self-invalidation happens when you're still carrying around emotional wounds from the past, when you're still carrying around emotional baggage from the past that is yet to be healed or processed. So you're still carrying it around, and it causes you to self-invalidate. It causes you to say things to yourself to invalidate your current feelings and experiences. And some of those things that you may say to yourself, it's as if you hear that person inside your head, that inner roommate, that inner critic, say things like this: "You shouldn't feel this way. Let's not be silly." And it's invalidating because you are feeling this way, yet you're hearing this voice inside your head say, "You shouldn't be feeling this way. This is silly. This is stupid. Grow up." And you're thinking, I am grown up. Well, if I am grown up, why do I feel this way? You're right, I should grow up. And invalidating what you're currently experiencing, and therefore not allowing yourself to truly feel it. And you have to feel it in order to heal it. So therefore, it is still unhealed. So you're carrying around those inner unhealed wounds from the past, and it shows up in the way that you speak to yourself. It shows up through that inner dialogue. The next thing you most likely say to yourself is, "You should be over this by now." And you more than likely say this to yourself when you feel a memory come up, or you wake up from a really weird dream about someone from your past, about something that you thought you were over and actually are over, or you just have a random thought come into your mind, and then you hear that inner voice and dialogue say to you, "You should be over this by now." And you're thinking, I think I am. I'm pretty sure I am, but maybe I'm not. What does this mean? Am I going crazy? And then feeling as if you are going crazy because your body and mind begin to act as if. So you're acting as if you're not over it by now, when perhaps you really are. So you begin to invalidate what you're currently experiencing and feeling when you hear that phrase say, "You should be over this by now." Another phrase that is common is "just get over it," right? And you may have loving, kind friends who want the world for you and know how much you went through say things to you like that: "Just get over it." Maybe they're tired of you constantly bringing the complaints to the table, or those old repetitive stories that you still seem to be stuck in. There's a reason why you're stuck in those. You're stuck in that because it's deeply connected and rooted to the unconscious beliefs that you have about yourself. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be stuck in it. You would have gotten over it, but you're not. And therefore, you're thinking that there's something wrong with you, or that other people who don't seem to have this problem, other people that you compare yourself to or judge yourself against, who do seem to be able to just get over it and move on quickly and easily, and you're stuck in it and you're thinking, maybe they're right. What is wrong with me? Because I can't just get over it. But you hear yourself begin to speak to yourself like that, because perhaps other people in the past have spoken to you like that as well. And really, they just want the best for you. They want to see you move on. They want to see you be happy. They want to see you healthy. They want to see you thriving, and they see that you're not, and they care for you. Or so they're telling you things like that. And then you hear your inner voice say those things back, right? It's like a parrot. "Just get over it. Just get over it." And you're thinking, "Oh my God, I wish I knew how to." So when you're ready to, let's connect to what it is that's going on deeply and unconsciously. Let's get to the very core and root of it so that you can do what you're trying to tell yourself to do without it feeling so bad, so heavy, so detrimental, so negative. So another phrase that you may say to invalidate your own feelings are, "Well, at least it's not." And then you'll fill in the blank space after that. At least it's not. And then you'll compare your feeling, your experience to someone else's, or to something that's worse than what you're currently experiencing, in an effort to try to make yourself feel better. And you never do. How often does that ever work? Well, at least it's not that. And then you're thinking, well, yeah, I guess you're right. And this conversation can be had with someone else, but it's more often had with yourself. We're talking to ourselves all the time. On average, we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Most of them are negative, and about 90% of them are repetitive from the day before, repetitive and negative. And those are the thoughts that we have that invalidate our own feelings. So you'll hear yourself saying, well, at least it's not, and then coming up with something that's way horrible and way worse to try to make yourself feel like this isn't. when it feels like it is. Another phrase that you'll use to invalidate your own feelings are, again, from what others say to you and from what you say to yourself, there's no reason to be upset over this. Yet you're upset over it. So clearly there is a reason to be. There's something going on internally, unconsciously, that's connected to the beliefs that you have about yourself, that you're feeling most likely that you're not good enough, that you're different and no one understands you. And if they don't understand you, they never will, and you don't understand yourself, or that you want something, but it's not available to you. And that makes you naturally upset about it. But you're telling yourself, or perhaps others are telling you, and you're agreeing with them and invalidating your own feelings, that there's no reason to be upset over this. Clearly there is, because you are. But the reason why, so many people will just want to figure out why. That reason is so deeply embedded in your unconscious. It is deeply rooted in the foundational beliefs that you have about yourself that you've had for a very long time. That's why you have felt this way for decades. That's why it continues to show up as a pattern that plays out in all of your relationships. When it gets to this point, or when XYZ happens, you feel like this and you get upset. And therefore, other people tell you there's no reason to be upset over this, but you feel like a volcano ready to explode because you're that upset about it. And the next invalidating feeling or phrase is man up or woman up. Wake up. And you're thinking, I know that this shouldn't be impacting me the way that it is, or at least that's what you're telling me, and that's what I'm trying to convince myself to believe, but it is. So what does that mean to man up? Because manning up should be stepping up to your feelings and validating your feelings. But the man up phrase is an invalidating phrase when it comes to what you're feeling and experiencing. So that is something that you may say to yourself, dude, you just need to toughen up. You need to man up, right? And when you're a little kid, when you're being raised by your caregivers, your parents, by friends, and they tell you things like that, and you think, okay, I just need to stuff it down. I can't let them see my emotions because then they'll make fun of me, right? And then you feel unsafe or afraid to express your emotions, or get so lost, dazed, and confused, you don't even know what you're feeling anymore. And so now what you're feeling is that you need to validate your feelings in order to get on, to move on, or all these things. Next one is a very common one, just let it go. There's even book titles about letting it go. And you're thinking, that is what I wish I could do, but that is what I don't know how to do. But that phrase is supposed to help me. Just let it go, right? And you have friends telling yourself that, you have yourself telling yourself that, just let it go, man, just move on. And you're thinking, right, but I can't. So when you're alone, when your head hits the pillow, especially at night, and you're emotionally drained and exhausted, you're telling yourself that just let it go. But there's something there. There's something that is blocking you, inhibiting you, preventing you from being able to do just that. And that is that unconscious connection to that belief that you have about yourself that is because of that traumatized past, or that traumatic past, or that emotionally neglectful past, or that emotionally abusive past, that has become a part of the belief system that you have about yourself, and preventing you from doing just that, from just letting it go. Or maybe you're telling her things like, you shouldn't be stressed over this. This isn't a big deal. Yet there you are, stressed over it, feeling like it's a big deal, feeling the weight of it, oftentimes feeling it expressed physically in your body through headaches, through tension, through your jaw hurting, through your stomach cramping, and then telling yourself, as if it's supposed to help, you shouldn't be stressed over this. Or another phrase like, it could be worse. Yes, of course it could be, but that is invalidating, as if it's saying that this isn't bad. Well, you can always come up with a million ways and scenarios in which it could be worse. And doing that just does more damage, because it's making this experience feel and seem insignificant when clearly it is significant to you, because it's connected to those inner negative, limiting, detrimental beliefs that you have about yourself. So there's something internally and unconsciously that's blocking you from being able to do those things that those phrases are supposed to help you be able to do. So if you find that you use these phrases to invalidate your own feelings and you're sick and tired of it because you're the one that has to live with you, you're the one that hears that negative critical voice inside your head and you don't know how to get rid of it, or you don't know how to change its voice, its dialogue, its talk in the ways that it's there, then I would love to coach you. I'd love to guide you through that. We have an incredible program called Transforming Past Pain to Present Power that has you connect with that at the unconscious level and the conscious level to give you the tools and techniques that you need to be able to shift and transform from that place very quickly and very easily without having to get too much into the weeds of it, connecting to the unconscious beliefs that you have about yourself, shifting them, transforming them, and letting you go live that life that you're ready to live without hearing those negative, invalidating voices in your head. So if you find that you use these phrases with yourself and you're sick and tired of it, but you don't know what to do to stop, to change it, or to fix it, I'd love to connect with you. You can find more information in the description and the links below this video. And until then, we'll see you soon. Take care.